Hello, so I opened the file in Adobe Acrobat. You can get Adobe Acrobat Reader for free if you don't have Adobe Acrobat. It's the best software to open because it won't rescale all the hard work I put into getting a nice fit. And then I'm going to print, and I love that it says actual size. I don't want it to fit and shrink and be smaller. So actual size is great. If you have to do custom, make sure it's 100% and doesn't change. You get the idea. This particular file I've opened should be printing on letters, so great. It says 8.5 by 11. And now look at this. Do you guys see this? I wish I could zoom in. It looks like my printer has margins. So even though my pattern like goes into the margin, it's not going to print that. It's going to be blank. But I'm okay with that because it's so much easier to just butt the edges of your paper together and tape it than it is if I shrink every single one and you have to cut out the mark. I've seen my students do this, and so much work cutting every single square. So I truly believe it's easier to butt the pages. Fine, it's a loss, they didn't print it, but we know it's still there, and you could draw it in with a pencil later, and I'll show you what I mean after I print this out. So this is looking good. It's going to print 6 pages. Oh, looks like the 2 is going to print, but not the 5, but the 5 will still be there. It'll just be invisible, if you know what I mean. And then, so it looks like this is going to be 3 top pages and then 3 bottom ones is the way it's set up. So, okay, I'm going to go ahead and say print. Okay, lay out your pieces. This one has 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. And you'll tape them together. And then just like I promised, the parts that fell in the margin did not print, but that's okay. The lines will still line up. I can just draw them in with a pencil if I need to. Pattern printed out the correct length. Yep, this is 6 1/4 exactly, so that's great. This is also 3.25 inches, so that's good news. This gets cut off, but it should be 2.5 inches, which it is. So we finish drawing that. Okay, and now I'm ready to cut out the pattern pieces. All right, next, make sure your fabric is folded so you have 2 layers to cut out each piece. When you're done, you'll have 2 of them. I'm using scrap fabric, and boy, I have just barely enough. It is close. Okay, next, use the pattern pieces to cut out interfacing. This you can iron on to the back of the fabric pattern pieces to make it all a little stiff. Depends what kind of interfacing, what kind of fabric you have, depends on what interfacing to purchase. This one I have, it's like a kind of a woven thing. So it's pretty stiff actually. Okay, it's good habit to press open your seam allowance every time you sew a seam. So I just sewed 4 seams. So I should take this over to the iron and just press my seam allowance open so they have a nice, sharp, good looking seam. Pretty easy, and it'll just look a little bit more flat and professional and less homemade. Okay, so the next step is you could finish off the brim by sewing right sides together. I like to line up my seam. And you're going to be sewing the outer edge. So again, all the way around, leave that open. Then you can also get these steps ready. You're going to sew this circle to the top part here. This is tricky because although the seam line is the same length, the seam allowance on this top piece is going to be longer than the seam allowance on this piece. So what we're going to have to do is clip this seam allowance so that it can spread and match up with this one. So it might be a good idea to make it easier to go ahead and identify your 1/2 inch seam allowance. So maybe I'll just go ahead and put in a stay stitch at exactly 1/2 inch from the edge on both of these pieces. Okay, so I sewed in a stay stitch exactly 1/2 inch from the edge, and this is going to allow me to now clip my seam allowance so it can spread open. So now I'm going to sew right sides together, but first I'm going to mark my halfway points. I'm going to fold this in half, and put a little mark for the halfway point. Then I'm going to fold it in half again, lining up these two halfway points to make two more, I guess quarter points at this point. Same with this. Now I can match them up to sew them together. And always right sides together. Okay, I'll match up the next one. Okay. Match up that last pin. ready to take this to the machine and sew all the way around. If you're worried you might get a pucker, you can always kind of readjust this and try to smooth it out. But also right next to this stay stitch. So the stay stitch will be on the seam allowance side. And you'll do the same as well to the other two. So when you're done, you should have 2 of these. So I'm going to the sewing machine now. Okay, so I have the 2 hats and I also have my rim. So I could go ahead and press open all of my seams with the iron and then flip this guy out. Okay. And then these 2, same thing, press it. And then once it's pressed, I'm actually gonna put one on top of the other. I'm gonna secure it with pins. And then I'm gonna actually sew them together all the way around, okay? I can do the stitch up here on the top of the hat, or I can do the stitch on the side, whichever one you prefer, but I do want them to be together so it's a little bit more structure. As for the brim, get this guy ready. You're gonna want to clip the seam allowance in here as well a bunch so it'll lay flat, and then of course press it open with the iron. And once you do that, then I have another one. You're actually going to go ahead and do some top stitches. I did about 1/2 inch away. I was able to do 4 of them, so it really secured the brim. So I'm going to do that, iron it, top stitch it, iron this guy, and you can either top stitch it at the top or top stitch it at the side. It's up to you, but I do want them connected. So that is our next step. Our next step is to actually go ahead and sew the brim to the hat. So line that up, you will have to clip the brim all the way around. And then I'm also actually going to take some twill tape and I'm going to stitch it all the way around on the seam allowance. And then I'm going to trim this. And once it's trimmed, I should be able to fold it and I'll be able to hide all the seam allowance next. Okay, so the twill tape has been sewn on the seam allowance. Now I'm going to trim the seam allowance and then hopefully I will be able to then top stitch the twill tape. Okay, great. I just want to make sure that this is so flat. Like I would hate if I was like pinning it and this guy's all bent out of shape. So just gotta be kind of careful there. So I like to pin this side so I know everything is flat and looks good. And then I'll probably put the pins on this side and then just top stitch it all the way around. Okay, and we got the twill tape in, so the inside's so nice and clean. And voila, there is our finished bucket hat.